of this panel came out pretty good. The fitment of the panel wasn't too bad, even though right here where it meets the wheel arch, it didn't quite match up properly, and you can see where some of the welding needs to be ground down and finished. I didn't have a chance to finish it up before we moved to a new location, and this is one of those panels from up north. But over to the other side. Here's the trunk. And here is the area that I intend to weld up with a new panel. I had to repair the wheel house, the outer wheel house, and practically rebuild this whole area here from scratch because it was just rotted out. And this is also a trunk drop-off panel that I installed 4 or 5 years ago. And here's what I cut off compared to what I'm going to put in. As you can see, a previous owner or owners added a lot of body filler at the bottom of the panel, or what was left of it, not realizing that there is a little curve or a crease here, right around here, and whoever was doing the body work didn't realize that this is factory. It's supposed to be like this, not perfectly smooth all the way down. So they made up for the difference with a generous amount of body filler. To keep the panel in place, I'm going to be using typical tools that probably everybody has seen before. It's the old self-tapping screw here, 1/4 inch head, and the clamp to maintain the gap between panels you're going to butt weld together. This is a pinch weld clamp, very handy little tool. You can adjust it here with this knob at the back. These guys here are, they have magnets here on all 4 corners, and this also pivots, very convenient. And then we have the stitch weld magnets. And believe me, they are wicked strong. You can hurt yourself with these. As you can see, I've welded a few times into them with disastrous results. I'm going to start welding in this area right here because this is a rather critical location, and then work my way back towards the back of the vehicle and lay the panel flat as I go along, and last the spot welds in the wheel arch and down here at the bottom. Well, that almost went as planned. I got a few spot welds in, but I did, however, burn through in a few places. No big deal there. I mean, what do you expect? It's thin metal. But somehow I overlooked 2 dents that were probably there before, and I managed to transfer the dents onto the new panel. Hidden talent that I didn't know that I had. If we take a look at say here, you can see where the parent metal was dented, and this just passed me by totally. And again here. So I am going to attempt to either raise this area with a hammer and a dolly, and if that doesn't work, then I'll just put some filler on it. I'll be done with it. Anyway, I'm still happy with how these welds came out, even though I did go through in a few places. You really don't know when you need that copper backing plate that looks like this, you know. Looks like I'm gonna have to grind these spot welds down just a little bit, not all the way down, but just to get a better feeling for how warped the panel is. Okay, after 2 hours of grinding and pounding with my hammer and dolly, I declare this good enough. I did grind down a few of these welds all the way down, such as these two here, and this one all the way down, this one and this one. And then I used my body hammer from the other side, and over here I found a high spot, and for that, this one right here, I pounded it down with my shrinking hammer, which looks like a regular body hammer, but it's got a serrated edge here, or serrated surface that kind of shrinks high spots when they get too high. But as of now, I think the next step would be to finish welding this up, and let's see how this came out with the trusty old hacksaw blade. If we put that here up against this, and this is much better than before, a lot better. Now, of course, there's gonna be some body filler that needs to be put on there, but this is far less dented than it was before.